This is going to be a series, so at the end of this, check out the next episode. There'll be several episodes coming out at a time. I live stream it, so there'll be several things coming out at the same time too. We got some turmoil going on. I'm open to suggestions on other games as well. So yeah, follow. We're trying to hit that 100 followers. Without further ado, let's get into the action. It was supposed to be a minor surgery, just an hour in anesthesia. You felt totally safe. Now you've awoke inside of a drop pod, punching through the atmosphere of a distant Rimworld. All we have is mysterious goo covering our body. Other than that, we're totally naked. No supplies, no tools, no nothing. We went in for a surgery, okay? We went in for a surgery. And our people put us in a drop pod and ejected us to a planet we don't know where we're at. We don't know what we're doing. But we do know we're not going back to civilization. We are not going back to those people. They ejected us. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? That's how we feel about it. So, we're a botanist, by the way. You know what I'm saying? We love animals. We love our animals. And we love our plants. And that's going to come in a lot of handy. But we're going to be the dictator. See what our map looks like. This is actually a good map. It's got a road running through it here. Deep water all along that side, so we know we're safe on that side. That's a structure there. A lot of animals. 11 wildebeest. Jeez. That's components. That's steel. We got some giraffes. I think that's part of one of the mods. A lot more steel right there. Okay. Alright. So I think this, people could come in right there. I think we tear down that building, and we tear down this building, and we build something like up against these rocks, up against this mountain area here. And that'll work for now. So before we even let him move, actually, let's set up our work tab first. Just go ahead and get our work set up. Firefighting's first. Patient is second to doctoring. Doctoring will be first. We can do bed rest. All plus is important. Basic is important. We don't care about warding, jailing. We'll have to do some handling. We'll set that to 2. Don't care about that. That's important. That's important. We'll leave that on 3 because this is a task he can do like just constantly. So we don't want him just always fishing. We're going to micromanage him at first anyway, but just so that whenever we do let him start doing his own thing, I want to make sure this stuff is done. We're going to leave that on 3 for now. If we need any mining done, we'll micromanage it. Plant cut's important. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. We'll do that high because we'll end up doing some crafting pretty early. Hauling, cleaning, research. None of the rest of this is important. We'll get to the rest of that stuff later. So, our character, Onset, President Onset, is 28-year-old. He doesn't have an established faction. He's just a new arrival to the world. He was an abandoned orphan originally. What's up, Mitches? So, Mitches, he was an abandoned orphan. And, long story short, I did that because of orphan. You know what I'm saying? He was an abandoned orphan. But with that being said, that affects his stats. You can see there's shooting 2, melee 3, reduction in plants, but it adds social. That's what he was as a child. As an adult, he's a herbalist. Grew up to be a herbalist and an animal lover. So that gives him some traits there. He's capable of doing all things, so there's nothing in this. But his traits are he's got a great memory, which means as he does things, like as he mines, his mining will get better. It just takes a lot of time. But this will speed that up by 25% because he's got a great memory. He's an animal lover, and that makes him better at working with animals. And he's also iron willed. So, just like in real life, people can break, and he can break as well. He can freak out, and if he freaks out, there's absolutely nothing we can do to control him. He's just going to freak out and probably end up dying if there's a deadly animal around, which we need to check that as well. We'll check that next. He's terrible at shooting. He's terrible at melee. He's terrible at construction, but he's got a minor passion in it, so he'll learn a little bit faster with that too. He's terrible at mining, which that doesn't really matter. It just means he's going to be slower at it. He is pretty terrible at cooking, but he's got a minor passion. He's okay at plants. He's a herbalist, but he's not a great one, But he's got that minor passion, so that'll speed that up as well. He really loves animals. That's his main hobby. But he's just okay at it. Crafting's not good. He's not very artistic. 8 medical is extremely important. Because we're starting naked with no clothes, no weapons, no nothing, 8 medical is extremely important. If a rabbit comes up and bites us on our ankle, we got to be able to patch that up, But being at 8 medical means he's okay at it. He's not great. All of these skills go up to 20. So that'll give you an idea of where he's at there. But these things mean he's got a major passion. This means he has a minor one. Major passion, you earn more XP. He earns 150% XP. Minor means he earns an additional 100% XP. And then the ones he doesn't have a passion on, he just learns 35% XP. So what I did is when you go through to pick your character, you can randomize it until they start to get, like, it'll just randomly give you traits and all kind of stuff. I picked his childhood I randomized it until it gave me these. Like, I wanted medical and I wanted plants. That was the two things I wanted to focus on. Because he's a herbalist, because he was a abandoned orphan, maybe he got beat up one time, and because he was an orphan, he had to, like, heal himself. I wanted to make it kind of realistic, So, these, I handpicked these. I felt like they went well with being an orphan, having to rely on himself. He's now got a great memory, and he's iron-willed, a herbalist, and an animal lover. We have a Rottweiler with us. His name is Grits. Definitely willing to change that. That is a random name. I picked the name for him, of course. So, with that being said, though, he needs to be on self-tend and he needs to be on attack because we're not running away from anything. Really know where to go. So, we got his work tab set up. So, the way the work tab works is you go from left to right. The farther left, the higher the priority is, and the lower the number, the higher the priority is. So, he'll do firefighting before he does anything else. If he doesn't have any firefighting, there's doctoring. Does any doctoring, then he'll do bed rest if he needs it, and so on and so forth. And once you get to the end of the ones, you come back and you look for a 2, and then so on and so forth. So, and these will change over time. More people will be coming and going over time too. So, the next step is this is his hourly work tab. From 0 to 23 is his hourly work tab. We'll get into these other things over here, but at the end of the day, all we need right now is the blue is his sleep. This means he can do the gray means he can do anything he wants. But what we want him to do is non-stop work. We don't want him to stop working because we need him to get a lot of stuff done, and we need to get it done very quickly. Historically with this game, they're going to throw curveball at us pretty early on, especially with the difficulty that we went to. So we're going to deconstruct that. We're going to deconstruct this. Deconstruct that. Deconstruct. Deconstruct. Now these are walls. We want to claim those. We want those, and we want to deconstruct them. And then the doors, same way. We're going to claim them and deconstruct them. And then we're going to do the same thing with this building down here. And the reason we're doing this is because we need material to build out of. We can cut down trees, But since these partial structures are already here, we can get a lot farther with it if we just go with these. Alright. Piece of wall there I missed. So. Because these things on the ground, these are chunks. Like this is a slate chunk. That's a marble chunk. This over here is a sandstone chunk. In order to use them and actually build with them, we have to turn them into bricks. So we can't just automatically build with them. We have to take them to a... Oh, let me... Almost missed that. So production, we have a stone cutting table. If we put this stone cutting table down, then he can go up to the stone cutting table and start making bricks or blocks out of these chunks that are just laying around. And if we mine into these walls, this is a slate mountain right here. So if we mine into it, then we'll start getting slate chunks. Same thing with this. This is compacted steel. If we mine into that, it'll drop steel. These in the yellow over here, that is compacted machinery, which is just components. And we'll need components to do electrical stuff. But we're not there yet. The first thing, the most important thing, is getting a structure down. And we want our dog to be safe as well. So we're going to go ahead and put a home spot. Let's go like this. All right. Oh, didn't mean to do that last little spot there. Make sure we haven't already done other places. Yeah, we don't want any of that to be home spots. Turn that off down here. Yep. Okay. So, that little area disappeared, but the zone itself is still there. So all that is that tells us that area is a home spot. So now we go to our dog tab, and we do want to train him on everything. But we want him to stay in the home area because we don't want him getting hurt. That's our dog. He's important. He's not really, he could die and nothing would change. We'd probably just eat him. Yes, no sleep is going to put him in a terrible mood. But for the first night or two, I can run him with no sleep and he'll be all right. So let's go over that too. The bio is the tab we were in before. And we have a gears tab and it has different inventory, but we don't have anything on us right now. We have a social tab. So once we get another player in here, once we recruit somebody or we kidnap them and force them to become a part of our colony here, they'll talk to each other and they'll interact, and that affects their mood too. But also there's other needs. So I gotta have food, I gotta have rest, I gotta have recreation, which in our case we'll put down a horseshoe pin. He can go throw horseshoes, and as you advance along, it'll get to a point where horseshoes is no longer considered recreation for him because he's too advanced for it. He wants to do something like electronics. You know, he wants to play on a computer or something. He does have to pee. He does have to clean himself. Beauty takes into effect so people can come onto the map and trade stuff with us. And it's all computer based. It's not real people. There is a multiplayer to this, but it's extremely complicated, so I've never got into it. But so this game procedurally generates. If I stopped it right here and saved it, it would have a different outcome than if I don't. If I just play it right now, I'll have an outcome. But if I go back to that save, I'd have a completely different outcome if I played that same timeline again. It just procedurally generates. It's completely random. You won't get the same outcome any time of play. And now there's a bunch of events that are the same, but there's so many of them that it makes it seem real and extremely random. But his beauty affects if a trader comes and we try to trade with a trader. If his beauty is low because he's dirty, he hasn't been cleaning, and he stinks, then the prices they give him are much worse. And then comfort kind of matters too. I mean, that's just a matter of like, does he have a chair to sit on while he's eating? Is he working without using a chair at a workbench? Is he sitting at a table without without using a chair? You know, is he sleeping on a bed or is he sleeping on the ground? And then also he wants to be outside. So if I just dug into this cave, if I just dug into this rock right here, it's somewhere in the middle, and made my base in there, and I told him he couldn't leave it, he'd be very upset because I didn't let him leave the base. So yeah, I mean it gets extremely complicated. And in this case, because we're the leader of the colony, we have this leadership bar. And this is his overall mood. And these are the things expecting it. So it starts out pretty decent. Now this one is not one you usually get, but because I made myself the leader just starting out and there's nobody else to even be leader, he gets a little boost off of that, and it's going to last 15 days. This one, it doesn't have the day period on it, but it doesn't last forever. I can't remember how long it lasts. And then this one lasts 8 days. But right now he's cold and he's naked. So that's giving him negative mood feelings. And then also, there is a health bar. He does have health things. So his consciousness will make him pass out if he doesn't get sleep. If he doesn't get sleep and his consciousness is low, he won't be able to move or pick up stuff as fast. He won't be able to talk as good. I can literally do operations and remove his eyes, his pelvis, his spine. You can do operations on people. This is very much an adult game, not a kid game. And you can do this in the sense of you save the game and you can keep playing is one way to do this. Or you can do it the way I did it, which is hardcore mode. And the only time this game saves is when I exit it. So at any point, all of my colonists die, which in this case is only me and my dog. If I die, whether the dog dies or not, game's over. There's no coming back. So that's the hardcore mode. And I lose everything. I can't just boot up an old save. I lose everything. So, but with that being said, we're going to get him started on that. What is this made out of right here? Sandstone, okay. I want to get him started on that, and I'm going to make him go real fast. So the nights are going to get very dark. One of the mods I have installed is realistic darkness, and it's going to get really dark. So I'm going to try to get some lights up, because not only does it get dark for me, but it's sure enough going to get dark on the stream. But I think it's better that way, because when you have lights, it actually makes the lights look realistic. It's more in depth in the game. Why did he not, like, he literally left this one thing right here. Sure, guy. We'll go with that. That'll give us steel, so we can go ahead and start this. And we're just going to build up against this wall. We're just going to do that for now. And then we'll put a door in here. So, structures and doors and steel. So we'll put a door in there. And it really wouldn't hurt to go ahead and make him an actual room. I think it'll be alright. I think it'll be alright, but we do need, we do need a bed. Furniture. Just a regular bed. And then he's going to want a table because he's just petty like that. Do we have a smaller table? We do. We have a 1x1 table. There. And then a square chair. That works for me. Alright, so we should have enough metal to make all of that. And we don't have electricity set up yet, so we can't do a whole lot as far as that goes. I mean, we can put this down, but that light's not coming on until we run power to it. And we are not there yet. We've got quite a bit to do before we go to power. Oh, he was cleaning himself is why he stopped there. He's working on it. It's gonna get dark quickly, yeah. And he's gonna start getting hungry too. He's already getting hungry. Okay, with it being dark, this is gonna be difficult, but we're looking for some kind of fruit of some kind. I think we can just go to orders and harvest fully grown. Hopefully some of that is fruit. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. What is this we're harvesting? Cactus? Can we eat this? What about that? Yeah, come. We're gonna harvest that, 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 and that. Because we need to feed him. He needs food. There you go. Get you some food, buddy. Alright, we're gonna do a stockpile in here as well. So a stockpile is just an area that stockpile he knows to bring everything to. And we tell him what to put in here. So we're gonna put it important. And then we want all of our foods, all of our manufactured stuff. Items, weapons, apparel. We don't want tainted apparel though. So tainted apparel, if we kill somebody and they're wearing something while we kill them, it's gonna be all bloody and stuff. Yes, that did say neuter. We can neuter him, but we don't want to do that because one of the goals is gonna be to have some onset babies. Okay. We got to find a little lady friend and we got to have some onset babies because we want to keep the onset bloodline going. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we might have one or two more nights of darkness and I should be able to get some light after that. At a minimum, I'll put some torches down. We want animal corpses. We don't want waste of any kind. Buildings, weapons, items. We don't want bio-coded weapons. So some of the weapons are bio-coded, which means if we kill somebody and their gun drops, it may be bio-coded to that person we killed, therefore we can't really use it. And we'll put all those raw resources. For now, I mean, we're not going to have a whole lot of stuff, so we're just going to make it simple. Later on, we'll build storage containers. And at that point, we'll be able to... Look at our dog sleeping on the chair. Can you not? That'd be nice. Let's give him a sleeping spot so he knows where to go. Furniture. Animal sleeping spot. You can sleep at the foot of the bed. There you go, pal. I really want to get this structure done. Yeah, we really need to get this structure done. He's botching the construction, so he's wasting materials. We're not paying a protection fee. So they want us to pay a protection fee, which we don't have any silver to even give them. We couldn't pay it if we wanted to. And they're probably going to be angry and they're probably going to try to come attack us. But there's really not a whole lot we can do about that at the moment other than cut down a tree. Oh, it's getting dark already again. Well, the dog just ate our food. That's unfortunate. We might have made our base too big starting out. Hey, you need to actually come to bed, bro. Yeah, let's go ahead and set him back to actually be able to sleep. 6, we'll say here. Give him an hour on each end to do whatever he wants. And then some recreation in there too. And we also want to get the recreation down. So a horseshoe pen is the easiest thing to do for now. Oh, we don't have enough slate. That's unfortunate. Hey, you wanna come chop this tree real quick? Yep. That may be the end of us right there. So where is this guy at? It's super dark. And he's attacking immediately. What does he have? What is this? He has a smoke launcher. A double barrel smoke launcher. Okay, does he have anything other than a double barrel smoke launcher? That is some D word. So there are D words in this game. Just so you know, there are some D words. We can't call them by what they are because the automated voice system will pick it up and say, "Hey, that's no." So we're just gonna call them D words. There's some of the white stuff. There's some of the green stuff. And they use their own names for it, but yep, there are D words in this here game. Thanks for all the love and support. Smash that subscribe button. Peace.